What is going on, YouTube? It is Rennie Talks Mets in the building, and this video is going to be about the New York Mets versus the Dodgers. Now, this was a big game for the New York Mets, and I'm definitely going to get into the highlights for the game. The Mets just got swept by the Phillies, and then they swept the Nationals. So definitely a big game for the Mets. Half a game in the standings from the Phillies and the Braves. So yeah, let's get into the highlights. But like I said, leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're new. And yeah, man, stay tuned. I'm definitely going to get into the highlights. So let's get right into it, guys. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to get into the highlights. But let's get into the pitching. Tylor Megill, a guy that's a rookie, he's been doing pretty well. But he's been pitching pretty well for a rookie. But going against the Dodgers is a very tough task, to be honest. And he hasn't pitched past 6 innings. So we're going to definitely get into Tylor Megill. But let's get into Julio Urias. Now, Julio Urias is 13-3 with a 3.4 ERA. A guy that's having a Cy Young caliber year, to be honest. So this was a big task for the New York Mets to even win this game or even get some runs, because the team that the Mets have just not been getting runs. And Citi Field has been a struggle for them, so getting runs. But yeah, we're going to get into the highlights. So let's start with the first inning. So Corey Seager hits an RBI double that goes basically over Brandon Nimmo's head, to be honest. Brandon Nimmo tried to get there, but it just didn't work out. So the Dodgers have the lead 1-0. Now, in the first inning, Julio Urias pretty much shut down the New York Mets. They really didn't do much, to be honest. And, the Mets, in this first inning, I feel like what they did wrong, first of all, was put out a lineup that was just a bunch of righties. Like, I feel like they could have definitely stayed with their A lineup, stayed with Dominic Smith, stayed with Jeff McNeil, stayed with Michael Conforto. You have to stay with your A lineup, and they went all righties. So let's talk about the top of the third inning. Will Smith with a sac fly, that almost went for a 3-run homer, and that made the game 2-0. So now the Mets are down 2-0, and in the top of the fourth inning, Tylor Megill's in some trouble. Trey Turner hits another sac fly that almost goes almost a grand slam in the fourth inning. And this was a big sac fly for the Dodgers. I feel like the Mets got lucky in this game, because they could have definitely got some grand slams. And they could have definitely got some grand slams. But Julio Urias is basically shutting down the New York Mets. He's pitching very well. 4 shutout innings so far. So, like I said, Julio Urias is a Cy Young caliber pitcher, and the Mets just in the early stages of the game just didn't have it. They didn't have it. So we're gonna get into the 5th inning. 2 men on for the Mets, and Dominic Smith comes up as a pitch hitter, and Julio Urias strikes him out. And I'm not gonna lie, Rojas definitely should have put out his A lineup. Stayed. I don't care if we're going against a lefty. Stay with your A lineup. Like, come on. But yeah, so Julio Urias, 5 shutout innings for Julio Urias. A guy, like I said, Cy Young caliber, so come on. Now let's talk about the 6th inning. Corey Seager, basically another sac fly. And, Drew Smith was pitching, and yeah, another sac fly. And now the game's 4-0. So let's get to the bottom of the 7th inning, because Michael Conforto, a guy that wasn't even playing the game, is a pitch hit double, and it's a double, like I said. So we got a leadoff double, and the thing is, we have 2 outs in the 7th inning. 2 outs, guys. Listen to this, 2 outs. So now we have Dominic Smith, he hits a little base hit that, you know what I'm saying, is like a blooper, and Michael Conforto scores. So now the score is 4-1. 4-1. And, the Mets are trying to come back. With 2 outs, guys, that's really hard to do. So basically, the Mets get the game, bases loaded. Jeff McNeil comes up. He hits a pop-up, and it lands. It actually lands. Corey, it's like another bloop hit. And now it's 4-3. So it's a 4-3 game. The Mets have 3rd and 1st with 2 outs. Still 2 outs, guys. It's a pass ball that the catcher, basically he didn't really catch. And oh my God, because it just goes over the catcher's glove. And the catcher's Will Smith, he's a good catcher. So I don't know what happened there, but the Mets tied the game 4-4. Now let's talk about the 9th inning. Max Muncy is really, what is it called? there was like a laser in his eye or something from like a fan. And to be honest, that's crazy. So he said right away, yo, what's going on? What's going on? Time. And, Max Muncy tried to get, there was a guy on second base and he tried to get them over. He tried to get them in, but Edwin Diaz shut it down. And to be honest, Edwin Diaz has a terrible ERA with, in non-safe situations. So, to be honest, the ninth inning, the Mets, the bottom of the ninth, they just couldn't do much, and it sucks. But now let's get into the 10th inning. Jerry's Familia comes in. You got the runner in second with the ghost runner. Will Smith comes up and hits a bomb to left field. And yeah. So now the game is 6-4. And I do not like Familia, guys. I really do not like Familia at all. I don't know if you guys like Familia. I really do not like him. But the game is 6-4. And let's talk about the bottom of the 10th inning for the New York Mets. Now let's get into the bottom of the 10th inning for the New York Mets. This is a big inning. Obviously, this is last licks, to be honest. So, you have the ghost runner, obviously, as second. But they walk James McCann. And, Jonathan Villar hits a grounder. And it's like a pop-up grounder. So he couldn't get a double play. So the Mets now have a 6-5. But then they walk James McCann. And Thomas Nido actually pops up to left field. And to be honest, this was a smart move by the manager of the Dodgers because the Mets only had Thomas Nido on the bench. So obviously they did not want to pitch to James McCann there. So they walked him. They intentionally walked him. And then they got to Thomas Nido. And then the Mets lost the game 6-5. So it was a really big game for the New York Mets. The Mets fought very hard in this game. So I'm proud of the Mets for even fighting. But definitely... let me know what you guys think about this game. This was a big game for the New York Mets, and we lost. But, the Phillies did lose, and the Braves did win. So the Braves are now in first place, tied with the Phillies, and the Mets are half a game behind. So we're just a half a game behind. So definitely we got a ground to make up, and we have to win these games against the Dodgers. And we have to win a lot of these games, guys, because this is stretch time. We only got like 50 games left, probably less than that. So... like I said, leave a like, comment, subscribe if you're new to the channel. And yeah, if you enjoyed this reaction, let me know what you guys think about it. And yeah, keep coming back to my channel for more Mets content. And I'm definitely going to do a Game 2 highlights reaction. So have a good day, guys.